So hello guys, welcome to my presentation on literacy sponsor. What does it mean? What is literacy, and also how do they link with the process of me learning how to play the guitar, or as I call a C-string beauty? Yeah, a sexiest way to describe it, but you know. So basically, literacy exists almost in every part of human life. It can be described as simple as the process of learning how to read and write something. Okay, and of course, it is a critical factor to contribute to defining a human being personality, future, and capability, something like that. And literacy sponsors are basically the people that teach you or like give you the access to the knowledge. It could be a human, but it could be something too. It doesn't have to be a specific human being. So basically, in my story, I actually have a literacy sponsor, many literacy sponsor, who teach me on the process of learning guitar. For example, like reading chords, hand movement, reading tab literature, and composing tabs. Yeah, so it's a very like literacy skill that I'm proud to obtain, and I'm gonna link it right now to my story. So I was a boy that I was really enthusiastic with music. I like music. Music is like life without meaningless without music, to be honest. Like I danced to my dad old music on his XP computer, even though like the sound quality is not that good. But I never thought of playing the guitar. It was just like any other instrument to me. However, one day that I saw my dad playing his guitar on the sofa while he was alone. And normally I see my dad play guitar a lot. He play with his friend when they come over. They play cheerfully and sing together, have fun, something like that. But this time he was alone, and he played a solo track of a song called Dust or Get Boy. The song implicates about how a human was born from dust, grow up just to return to dust. Basically, at that time, he just played the melody with no lyrics. So I basically don't understand the meaning of the song, but the melody was so beautiful, like it's pulled directly into my soul, and I feeling like I was witnessing one of the best piece of art in the world at that time. However, I was a young boy. I have many things to do, and I have friends to play with. I have homework to do, so yeah, guitar was like not my choice at the time. I'm gonna play you guys a little bit of the track that my dad plays at that day. It was very beautiful. Yep. Okay, so moving on. So I started learning guitar, I think, when I was 13 years old. The age when all the boys turn moody, they become teenager. And it's something to relieve my emotion, as I always feel angry. And one night, I just remember the image of my dad, like he was playing guitar. It was so beautiful that I said to my mind, hey, I want to learn it. So at first, I asked my dad to teach me. So basically, he was my first literacy sponsor. As Deborah Brand said, the approach is through what I call sponsor of literacy. Sponsor, and I have come to think of them, any agents, local or distant, concrete or abstract, who enable, support, teach, model, as well as recruit, replay, suppress, or withhold literacy, gain advantage by it in some way. So basically, long story short, my dad was my first literacy sponsor. So he's an experienced guitar player. However, he has a very busy schedule of working. So he can only teach me how to sing with the guitar, how to sync with it, how to have the right pitch. Yep, when you play the guitar and sing by yourself. And then later on, I found a very cool Filipino guys that like our neighbor, he used to be a bassist in a rock band. even though he was a bassist, of course he know how to play the guitar too, because bass and guitar not so much different. But at first we have a conflict, whether rock or jazz is like the best guitar gen. I love rock, but my soul belongs to jazz. I just like the way people play it, smart, and like the melody, man, heavy melody, something like that. And he was like, nah man, rock's the best, bro, hella. And it's something like that. So like Dara Brand once said again, she said that although the interests of the sponsor and the sponsor do not have to converge, and in fact may conflict, sponsor nevertheless set the term for access to literacy and will powerful incentive for compliance and loyalty. So first, I learned his hand movement. He taught me some very basic chord progression circle, and with his joke that playing 90% of the pop songs. I'm gonna demonstrate to you guys a little bit. So basically, the chord cycle is A M F C G and G E M C D. Or musically say it's like A minor, F major, C major, G major, something like that. So basically, the chords sound like this: F, C, and G, A, M, F, C, and G. These are basically very easy chords that most of the pop songs use. So you learn these small chords, you can play pretty much like 50% of them. And these two, so these two combined, you play 90% of the pop song. This is. The second chord progression of pop songs. Any song, but mostly play in pop songs. So at first, when I start playing the guitar, my hand hurts a lot. My fingertips, they was like scratch it and stuff. But later you get used to it, it becomes very easy. So basically, I learned from him by copying his hand technique. For example, like index finger on the 5th string, 3rd fret, so on like that, learning but just by looking at the other people action. He was having a very good time. I really like his way of teaching me guitar, very enthusiastic, very it gave me the motivation to study more. Then later he moved back to the Philippines because of some personal business, but he inspired me a lot. He showed me that one day I could be as good as him. So after that, using the observation technique, I searched the web database and considered it as my next teacher. Still using the same hand reading skill, but this time I have advanced into new performance skills like hammer, pluck, slide, pan move. All of the small technique I already attained it, and I can play like the intro of some songs, which I can demonstrate to you right now. So basically, for like the slide technique, it could be like this. The Jason Mraz song "I'm Yours" sound like this. That's it, the "I'm Yours" song. Okay, we're using the slide technique. It's a slide. And moving on, hammer, pluck can be played as like the intro of the song Safe and Sound by Taylor Swift. So it sounds like this. Yeah, it's like very, very basic skills, but you can also pretty much play a lot of intros to songs. But then I realized that with only just the hand movement reading technique, I would not go far in my guitar process. I may be able to learn skills, like very easy, because I can just copy them, practice them. But I cannot play any songs that I like. And secondly, it's not original when I just copy other people. So basically, I transfer to the step of being properly educated. So my third literacy sponsor was a very strict teacher, and his major focus was on the traditional, music sheet system, implementing when you play the guitar. So the traditional one look like, you know, the black and white note system, and I feel like I'm not really, let's say, I'm not very talented, not quick with the different form and shape of them. And here the teacher is also like forcing me to study it, which make me very stressful. And I was thinking that I should stop studying guitar, but then I rethink, and then I request the center for a new teacher. And my new teacher is, which is one of like my last literacy sponsor, I would say like human literacy sponsor on my guitar process, was a guy with a very modern mind and a very free soul. So he knew that the sheet system is very old and boring to learn. So he introduced to me the tab, or you can say the tablature system, which is a system indicating instrument fingering rather than musical pitches. It uses number to locate your hand positioning, with adding chord support and sight to tell you about the technique you need to use. So as you can see the picture right here already mentioning it. So I improved a lot using this system instead of the classical note one. I was capable of playing different genre and style in only a year. And then later that I moved on to create my own music using the tab system and chords. Learning how to write a tab feel like when you encounter a new language or learning how to write something. So basically I would explain it to you guys too. So the 6th line represents the 6th guitar string or 4 major bass string. Okay. So numbers on it guide your fingers position on the fret. I spent a lot of time copying, rewriting the special size and basic tabs of basic songs and get used to it. I also clank it to wood stick together to get used to the tempo the tab indicate. For example, I don't have 2 wood stick here, so I'm gonna just clap my hand here. See, so for example, a tempo would be like this, or could be like this. Yeah, something like that. Just tap your hand where you was writing the tab, so that you get used to the tempo that the tab want you to play about. Because tab doesn't have like black and white note to indicate like that is like half the beat or like one part of the beat or something like that. So basically my tab writing and learning process could be compared to Malcolm X book reading progress that he once described. In my slow, painstaking, ragged handwriting, I copy into my tablet everything printed on the first page down to the punctuation marks. It was pretty much the same to me. And then moreover, day by day, I kept getting better at it. And coming to the conclusion, which is my guitar weight, you know. So basically, I was able to play a lot of music genre now. I can jam with a rock band. I can perform classical solo, you know. And but I need to pick something that I focus on, and I choose jazz and neo soul, which is my 2 favorite guitar style. You know, the complexity of jazz chord and how jazz guitarists like dancing on the frets just fascinate me. You know, it's just beautiful. Therefore, I decided to spend time working on jazz chord progression and stuff like that. They are challenging, but when I finish practicing the song, it feels so satisfying when I perform it. So, you know, mixing jazz with some of neo soul indie vibe, just like beautiful beauty, adding another gorgeous accessory that suit her, you know, just like something that heavenly to my soul and my ear. However, you know, I love jazz, but it doesn't mean that I stop exploring the guitar world. I will keep practicing and hope that one day, you know, I can be a better and better, just keep on going like that until and I pave my way of the guitarist. So in the end, playing the guitar is not just about a hobby, it's also about being creative and challenge yourself to exceed your own limit. Learn how to play and to compose a song, help you express your feeling more instead of holding it back. It's also a way to relax and a very useful tool to impress somebody. I wouldn't have made it to this day if I don't have my literacy sponsor that I always feel grateful of. My father, my first literacy sponsor, and my wonderful teachers that have taught me so much, you know, and I just appreciate that. And that is the story of me and the history and beauty. Thank you for listening. Now I'm gonna show you guys more clip of me performing some of the skills, guitar skills. Okay, I'm saying it's not. Look, I'm not an expert, okay, but I try my best to show you guys the reward, no, the final result of my practice. So thank you. Have a nice day. Work status is also in the description. Okay, check it out. So first I want to demonstrate bossa nova, which is a soft jazz music style from Brazil. So it may sound like this. Some simple jazz chords like this. Yeah, I messed it up a little bit there, but Next is a neo soul song called "I Miss You" by Ichika Nito, which is also my favorite type of music. That's it for my videos today. So hope to see you guys someday later, and have fun. Remember to practice guitar if you guys want. I always encourage that. Any question about guitar, just come and ask me. I may not be an expert, but I can help you a lot with the beginning stuff.